actively trying to put out misinformation about the bill. Chief amongst them, Mr. Tham and Ms. Kirsten Han. Tham and Han, as I said in 2019 in the conference, take money from George Soros. Some of you may recall Soros Open Society Foundations, OSF, has a history of getting involved in the domestic politics of sovereign countries. So in 2018, Accra rejected Tham and Han's attempt to register a company funded by OSF to organize democracy classroom sessions in Singapore. They have set up an organization called New Narrative, which receives significant foreign funding. New Narrative organized a series of democracy classrooms focusing on Malaysia and supported by the US Embassy in Kuala Lumpur. Make no mistake about it, we will say no to that in Singapore. You can organize democracy classrooms. We have no issues. Anyone can organize, anyone can criticize the current state of democracy, but it cannot be funded by Soros or the US Embassy or any other embassy. The nature of activity and who the funding is from will have to be considered in this context. I'll say a bit more about Tham and Han before I go on to discuss their objections. Tham wants our Independence Day to be 16th of September, which is Malaysia Day. He regrets that Singapore separated from Malaysia. On several occasions, he has publicly said that Singapore should become part of Malaysia again and celebrate independence on 16 September. Tham and Han and some other activists met with Dr. Mahathir on the 30th of August 2018. They asked Dr. Mahathir to bring democracy to Singapore, I suppose Malaysian-style democracy. Han described a social movement as, and I quote, the work that goes into potentially one day having 500,000 people on the streets. She has also said, when the government says foreigners should not influence domestic affairs or foreigners should not bring their country's politics into Singapore, we should push back on that as well, because why not? Because solidarity is important. Her view is that Malaysians can influence our politics. She says so openly. And I believe, I haven't seen it, but I assume the petition that the PSP is presenting in Parliament is the one that is inspired by Ms. Han. So I would like to know whether they agree with this statement that Singaporeans should push back and say foreigners should be able to influence domestic affairs in Singapore. So members can see why the two of them are very concerned that FICA will focus on foreign funding and have been mounting their own disinformation campaign. Han has been posting on social media extensively, told over 100 tweets, posts and so on, organized a petition, sent around email templates for people to write to the MPs. Tham has meanwhile written a commentary calling this bill a stealth coup by me, basically that I am personally going to take over Singapore and all my colleagues have to be very concerned. And I suppose a coup means that I take over from the Prime Minister. A coup in Singapore. Prime Minister needs to be very concerned too. It requires a turn of mind completely at odds with reality and living in fantasy to think of a coup in Singapore. Mr. Tham forgets that if that is his fear, that I am going to mount a coup, then I or any Minister of Home Affairs has far more powers under other legislation, the ISA, the CLTPA, the MRHA, including the powers of detention. FICA, in contrast, is a toy gun. It gives powers to give directions. So members can see there is no limit to the absurdities and fantasies that some will put out. And an Oxford education is in itself does not immunize one from spouting such nonsense. But I can see that they are concerned. Han has said in arguing against this bill that it's difficult to get money for these causes in Singapore So foreign funding is necessary. So you can see, I mean, if Singaporeans are excited about it, interested, they will contribute. Or because they won't contribute, therefore I need foreign funding. Mr. Terry Shu has joined Han in starting the petition, which some groups have signed up to. I'm not sure how many of these groups know what Tham and Han's objectives are. We will look at the petition later that's being put up in Parliament by PSP. And I think members can look at it in the context of who inspired them and how today's PSP is completely aligned, it appears, with what Tham and Han want to achieve. Mr. Speaker, sir, the points raised in the petition, assuming it is the same petition that we see online, I have dealt with most of them, I'm dealing with them. We can debate the points today, and I would say Parliament can fully consider and debate the points today. There's no need to do it at another session. Mr. Terry Shu, as many of us know, and as I said in the September 2019 speech at the conference, uses Malaysian and other foreign writers to write incendiary articles on Singapore without bylines and without identification. The articles include a call for Singaporean civil servants to march on the streets like their Hong Kong counterparts. So you read the articles, what will readers think? These are from local writers writing about Singapore in these terms. But the articles are often by foreign writers who are paid to write these stories. The more incendiary, the better. Now, Mr. Shu and others can continue to do this even after FICA, but a direction can be given to them to make it clear that the article is by a foreigner. We all want transparency, right? So it'll be useful for Singaporeans to know whether the writer of the article is local or foreign. FICA will allow us to issue a transparency directive requiring Singaporeans to be told upfront who the article is written by, what nationality the author has. Now, sir, moving on to a slightly different topic, for HIC directions,